In the next few minutes, I'm going to talk about why humans hold on to stress and what language have to do with it, what our learning language has to do with it. So I'm going to share with you a linguistic secret, and I'm also going to share with you, and you're going to learn from that how to let go of stress and what you can do and what stories you're telling in your mind, in your brain, that's making you hold on to stress. Let's begin with the pun of the day. Also, I'm also going to go over Wealth Wednesdays. Wealth Wednesday. Hey Jennifer, how are you? So let's begin with the pun of the day. There was an advertisement on the newspaper, and they were advertising glass coffins. And they were wondering if it was going to be popular. It remains to be seen. All right, so animals. So let's go over why humans hold on to stress and why animals don't hold on to stress. Thanks, Amber, for the like. Appreciate it. And what you can do to be able to let go of your stress, and what the triune brain theory is, and a linguistic secret for you to be able to be more stress-free in your life. But let me go over, hey Jordan, what's up? First time in my life, appreciate that. So let me go over first the notion of Wealth Wednesday. Every Wednesday, my organization and I, and my mastermind and I, and you and I, we go out there and do a random act of kindness for a stranger that involves our spending money. Doesn't matter whether it's $5, $10, $20, or $1. It doesn't matter what it is. It's going out there doing a random act of kindness, whether it's paying for somebody's meal in a drive-through behind you, paying for somebody's coffee, buying some people some donuts, some people in your local community, or paying for somebody's toll, like $1, or whatever it is, random act of kindness involving your spending money. It does a couple of things. The first thing it does is that it switches a thing in your brain, and it says that the more money you make, the more people you can help. That's opposed to what the popular thinking that the rich people are evil. And for example, there are a lot of people hating on Elon Musk when Elon Musk has made the world a better place for all of us and gave hundreds and thousands of people jobs. People still hate on him because he's a billionaire, and he was talking about in a news interview that people that are billionaires are just put on a negative light. So it makes a switch in your mind that the more money you can make, the more people you can help. And also, you just never know who's around there. A lot of negativity out there, like a lot of negativity in social media, a lot of negativity in the news, especially because the news is a for-profit organization, and their purpose is to capture your attention. And what captures people's attention, biologically, evolutionary psychologically, is negative. Because negative captures attention because it's a survival mechanism. And so they always talk about negative. Now, people out there are negative, and so if you go out there and just do a random act of kindness, for example, the guy behind you at a Starbucks could be contemplating suicide, and somebody pays for his coffee, or his or her coffee, and he looks around, it's like he doesn't know anybody there, and then he just realizes that a stranger just did a random act of kindness, could change his life, could maybe even spread the goodness, right? So you never know who's out there who's just overly negative and struggling. So do that. The first call to action is random act of kindness that involves your spending money on something. So every Wednesday is Wealth Wednesday. Now the topic for the day is how to let go of stress like animals. So animals, when they are, for example, a gazelle is being chased by a lion in the wilderness, they immediately has this immediate intuitive reaction to just run away, run as fast as they can. And then once they've done that, once they're in the clear and the lion's gone and they know they're safe, they go like this. They do that, and they let go of all the stress, and then they just go on. And I'll tell you how that happens. For humans, it's different. For humans, they hold on to stress because humans has this ability to form language. So there's something called the triune brain theory. Triune meaning three. Triune brain theory is a theory, evolutionary psychology theory, evolutionary biology theory of we've developed the reptilian brain, and then we developed the mammalian brain over it, and then over the mammalian brain we've developed the frontal cortex, which makes us logical beings. And so because of that development, animals have this just this limbic system, just the reptilian and the mammalian brain, but they've never developed the cognitive brain, the frontal cortex, which humans do. So the frontal cortex gives us the ability to create stories and to use language, to form language. When we form language, we create abstractions. So an abstraction, what's up, Aaron? Good to see you. An abstraction is like when I say heart, what you imagine in your brain is an abstraction of something red, something maybe heart-shaped, or something that's in the cavity of the body. It could be, but it's not an apple, it's not an orange, it's not anything else. It's an abstraction of that one thing. So language creates abstractions. What does that do? Language exists in our brain, in our minds. So it creates abstractions in our minds. So abstractions create something called nominalism. Nominalism is something we do with language that creates moving things into stuck things. So for example, if you are in a situation and you begin, your brain releases chemicals into your body, and your body has this surge of feelings. What's up, Irene? Long time. And your body has a surge of emotion, and the emotion you feel is a combination of fear and aggression. What's up, Shannon? Good to see you on live. So your brain excretes these chemicals, and your body has this feeling, and the feeling is a combination of fear of loss, and aggression as a protective mechanism. And that combination, people have put a word on that combination, and the word they put on it is anger or hatred. And so when you create the abstraction of anger, hey Shannon, when you create the abstraction of anger, it no longer becomes a flowing and ebbing and moving emotion in your body. It now becomes a stuck thing. It becomes an identity. So when you say, I am angry, you are creating an identity for yourself. You're saying that my identity, I as an individual, my ego, am angry. The definition of my identity at this moment is anger. Rather than feeling the emotion, accepting the emotion, appreciating the emotion, and appreciating what the story is behind that emotion, why it exists, what is the fear of loss, and why do you feel aggression when there's no need to be aggressive, or a protective mechanism when there's no need to be protective. It's just an automatic response. Then you can relax and let go. So I'll give you another example of abstraction. Humans, when they see a cat, and the cat just jumps off the couch, and the cat doesn't land on all 4 feet and lands on its back and falls and trips, the human snickers, and the human says, that cat must be embarrassed. The truth of the matter is, the cat doesn't have the ability to create abstractions because it hasn't been taught it. Dogs are taught abstractions, but the cat hasn't been able to learn language yet. And so the cat isn't embarrassed because the cat shrugs it off and walks away and has no story behind what happened just 2 seconds ago. And so because the cat doesn't have language, doesn't have abstraction, it doesn't create a story that says, oh my God, that was so embarrassing. Well, what did my master think? What did my owner think? What did that person think? What did that other cat think? It doesn't have stories because it doesn't have language. And so it just goes on, lives its life. Humans, they create stories, years and years and years of stories. So if you're 20 years old right now, then you have 20 years of stories piled in your head about your identity, because you create abstractions for yourself. So my call to action to you is a couple of things. What I would recommend you do is take accountability of what stories you have about yourself. Always remember that the best part about the past is that it no longer exists. The only way that the past exists is in your mind and in the minds of the people you share that idea with, you share that story with. Otherwise, it no longer exists. 2 minutes ago no longer exists. Only in my mind it exists. Only in your mind it exists. Whatever you did 5 minutes ago. What's up, Jess Huerta? Good to see you. All right, so that's my first call to action. Take accountability of what stories you have in your mind. Hey, Jess. And my second call to action is Wealth Wednesday. Wealth Wednesday, do a random act of kindness out there today, and every Wednesday is Wealth Wednesday. That involves your spending money, whether it's $1, whether it's $2, $5, $10, $20. Pay for somebody's meal behind you in a drive-thru, pay for somebody's coffee, buy some people some donuts, buy somebody some drinks, or give a higher tip. It could be anything. All right, so that's the call to action for today. I will see you on the next Freedom Friday on Friday. All right, bye-bye.